Hi everyone, Boomer here for Dream Giveaway Garage, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2021 Porsche 718 Cayman GT4. Okay, the first thing that jumps out at you, this car, is probably the color. And I love this color. It's called Python Green, and it is absolutely amazing. And there's stitching on the inside in Python Green that carries through. But you know, this is usually the point where we show you the motor. But of course, on this car, there is no motor up here. All right, but what you do have up front here is you've got a lot of space up here in this front trunk. You could easily fit probably 2, maybe even 3 of the carry-on size bags that you put in an overhead bin on an airplane up in the front of this car. It's a very, very large space. Of course, not a lot else up here. You've got your reservoir for your brakes up here, and you've got your filler for your windshield washers, but not a lot else up here. Of course, one of the other things that you see here, of course, are the headlights. Beautiful headlights in this car. This car does come with the optional headlight washers here. Very, very neat. Low slung. You got the GT4 in the spoiler up front here. Just an absolutely beautiful package up front. All right, as we start to move down the side of this car, absolutely beautiful. Of course, you notice the GT4 graphics that we've put on here, along with we've covered the intakes here in black just to make it stand out just a little bit more. And of course, our friends at Continental have provided us with the Continental tires for this car. These are 245 up front, 245 20s, and they're 295 20s in the rear. All right, that's a lot of rubber, okay? But you need that to hold this thing onto the ground. And I'll tell you straight up, before we get to the numbers, before we get to anything else, I have had some time to spend in this car, driving it around, doing some test stuff with it. You know, all the magazines will tell you that dollar for dollar, this is probably the best handling sports car in the world. And you know what? I'm going to back that up. This car is stunning when it comes to performance. All right? Handling-wise, acceleration-wise, stopping-wise, just an amazing, amazing vehicle. Now, how does Porsche get that out of this car? Well, there's a number of things here. One, you've got the 4-liter, 414 horsepower flat 6 that goes in this car. No turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated. This thing is smooth across the entire band. I believe it does have the 7-speed automatic in it. This has got the PDK in it as well. And I tell you what, the PDK in this car makes a world of difference. The shifts with this dual clutch automatic are smooth and they're fast. The power comes on well. It holds through the band. Even when you put this car over into manual shift and you paddle shift it on the steering wheel, and I'll show you that here in a little bit, just an amazing feel. Shifts are fast, they're crisp, and they are strong. That PDK is really worth the extra $3,200, give or take, that you can drop on this car. Of course, this one also has the optional painted black wheels on it with the painted black calipers on it. We've got the high wing in the back. I mean, this car is an absolute looker, okay? I tell you what we'll do. We'll walk around back. I'll pop the hatch on it. I can't show you the motor because it's not there, but I will show you kind of what's in back. I tell you, I love the lines on these 718s. They're skinny up front. They're wide in the back to fit those big old 295 tires on there. And of course, you've got this kind of a double spoiler going on back here. You've got the big high wing. You've got this other little wing right here, of course, the GT4 badging. And I love these tail lights. They're so cool. I mean, they look kind of stark, you know, black and white. There's kind of nothing there. when you hit it, I mean, your taillights kind of light up. Absolutely gorgeous. But when you pop the back hatch back here and pull this up, of course, this is where your engine compartment is. It's covered up back here, and it's open to the cabin, but you really don't get a lot of noise that comes into the cabin from the motor. It's just a really nice kind of rumble that you get from the motor. Very, very neat stuff. Both of these little panels come off here. They're for oil and filling and a couple other things, but yeah, just absolutely gorgeous back here. Really, really neat. Okay, one of the other things I wanted to tell you about this was, you know, Porsche says this car will do, with the PDK, will do 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Most of the tests I've seen out there will tell you that 0 to 60 in this car is about 3.6, 3.7, which is not bad at all. You were talking about a car that weighs 3,200 pounds and has 414 horsepower, running a 3.6 second 0 to 60 and like 11.6 quarter mile at 221 miles an hour, I think. I mean, this car is fast. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this stands up against all these other high horsepower supercars that are running around out there. Let's go ahead and jump to the interior because there's a whole lot of stuff going on in there, and the interior on this car is beautiful. All right. I mean, right here kind of in the business end of this Porsche, man, this thing is so amazing. When you're sitting in this car, you actually kind of feel like you're in a no-kidding race car. The seats are super, super supportive. There is a level of seat above this, the racing seat, but this one, of course, is leather and Alcantara. You've got the GT4s emboldened in the seat backs here. These things are fully adjustable. They're power, and man, they are really supportive. So once you get in here and get settled, you're not moving around a whole lot. And of course, there are a lot of options on this interior. We opted for a lot of things on this car. You can kind of see it here. We got, this is all the stitching in green that runs through the door panels. It runs through the dash, through the console here. Just really, really cool. Of course, the carbon fiber that runs all through here. It runs along up through here. It runs through your door panels. And of course, for those who aren't really that familiar with Porsche, yes, those are your door handles to get out. This is a Porsche thing, and that's the way they do it. Really, really neat. One of the other options that's on here are the white face gauges. That is about a $500 option. Very neat. I love the white face gauges. So on the left, you've got your speedometer. Of course, in the middle, you've got your tach. And of course, you've got built-in, like, warning lights inside of that. And then on the right-hand little pod, since there are 3 of them right there, is your data display center. Your tach comes up in there. Your vehicle stuff comes up in there. Your water temperature, whatever you want to select. And there's a few other things as well. All right, let me show you this. This is the key, and I love this key. Is so cool. It looks like a Porsche. Okay, so it's got the Porsche emblem up front here. Lock, unlock your front trunk and your rear trunk, and basically you take this key and you stick it in the little slot over here, and you click it one time, and it comes on, and everything lights up, and there you go. Very, very nice. Okay, so you can see your display screen here for your radio. This also does a few other things. Your nav will come up in here. You can bring up just a regular map. You can bring up a card display, and there's 3 settings here for this. There's a trip, there's a lap timer, and then there's a setup where you can do a few other things as well. You set your phone up in here. Of course, your radio comes up in here, all of that good stuff. There you go. Of course, this is your shifter. In front of your shifter, you've got your stuff for your heated, for your seats. And then of course, these are your AC controls here. And then down here, more like your business end, of course. You've got your PDK Sport button here. You've got the button, this is the button for pushing to put your car in the shocks into sport mode. This turns your ESC and your traction control off. This one here is for your exhaust. It opens up the baffles in the exhaust, and that's to turn off the auto start. All right, like we talked about before, here are your paddle shifts. Okay, when you put this thing in gear, there's a little button on top there. You pull it in gear, push it over to you, and then you can control everything from your paddle shift right here. This lever here operates your windshield washers and wipers, also operates your control up there. These are your lights, this is your cruise control, and this one here is for the menu. Actually, this one's for the menu. It operates the menu. This is for your windshield wipers. So really neat. So 4Stocks does everything in the car. Of course, steering wheel, small, tight. This is adjustable. You drop this down, this goes up and down and in and out to adjust to however you feel best, puts you in the best driving position for the car. Let's go ahead and start it up so that you can hear the difference in the regular and then with the baffles open. So here we go. We'll start her up. All right, that's just your normal. If you're gonna drive it around in normal mode, that's kind of what it sounds like. Put that in PDK Sport. Okay, that's going to turn your sport modes on. And then here are your baffles. You hear it idle out there. All right, so we're still the same. Let me open up those baffles. All right, you can hear it come up. There we go. That kind of wakes that motor up, and you get that full sound. And I will tell you that when you're driving, that is absolutely glorious. So, of course, one of the things you'll notice on here, red line on this car is 8,000 RPMs. And I will tell you what, this thing pulls hard all the way up to that 8,000. You know, whether you're running it in manual mode or whether you're running it in the automatic mode, absolutely amazing. This thing is a blast to drive. How about a Porsche with cup holders? You don't see that every day. There you go. You got two little beverage holders right there. It's pretty neat. They just swing back in, fold that back up, and it folds away. Very, very neat. All right, folks, that's about all we got for the inside of the car here. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2021 Cayman 718 GT4. As you can see, man, what an amazing car. I love it. You're gonna love it. So go to www.dreamgiveaway.com. Make that donation to charity. You're gonna be in it to win it. And of course, on this and every other car, we're gonna pay the tax. On this vehicle, it's $33,000 to the federal government to pay the federal tax on the car. So remember, go to www.dreamgiveaway.com. You can see all of our other vehicles there as well. And I'll see you next time in the Dream Giveaway Garage.